Good morning, friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, and this is the morning market preparation video for June 4th, 2018. Well, hey everyone, it looks like we had a good weekend. I hope everyone had a good weekend. The market seems all kinds of bullish this morning. Those bulls pushing for a gap up open. A lot of good things have kind of happened here just recently. We got past the jitters over the European potential problem with Italy and Spain, and those things seem to be behind us. The summit with North Korea seems to be back on for, I think, June 6th is what they're saying. Everything seems to be clicking along there. The president will be heading off to the G7 summit this weekend. Obviously, there could be some fireworks there after leveling new trade tariffs against the company on steel and aluminum. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. And that seems to be probably the thing right now that is the most troubling for the market as we continue to negotiate the American Free Trade Agreement and negotiate trade with China. So that's where the jitters for the market could come into play. But as of right now, futures are showing nicely strong, very strong after the really good jobs report last week, and also showing wages actually increasing with inflation kind of staying in check. So for now, we're looking just pretty darn good here, and we can see the diamonds on Friday pushed higher. Now this morning they're gapping up sharply and breaking through this little level of resistance. Now keep in mind we still have 25,000 above. That 25,000 level has proved to be pretty difficult for the market to get through. So am I expecting that this is just going to plow right through with no respect for that? No, I wouldn't expect that. I would expect we're going to get up here and there may be a little bit of a back and forth struggle as we do as we try to handle that. The good news is we've made a double test of the 50-day moving average, and now it looks like we're going to confidently gap higher. Holding that 50-day moving average and holding this uptrend. So that's really good when you take a look at the diamonds. Now, when we take a look at the SPY, the SPY has already held that up pretty darn well. And you can see we're attacking this resistance level now. We made that attack on Friday. It looks like we're going to gap above that this morning. The question is whether or not, we gap up if we hold that. Remember, you don't want to chase into a morning gap, particularly when we're, around new all-time highs or breaking through a resistance level, because it's not uncommon after that gap up open to see a little selling, a little bit of pullback, possibly even some profit taking. So be careful there. You don't want to chase that. We want to make sure that we wait for that good follow through, that push after that gap. As an example for that, let's take a look at an intraday chart on Friday. You can see we had this gap up open right here on Friday, but notice how we kind of consolidated right in here for a period of time. And then the real buyers or real buying stepped in after that, and we began to show the strength here, buyers stepping in, pushing the market higher from that point. So kind of keep that in mind as you watch this morning. We may see just that little pause or a little consolidation, even a pullback after the gap. And if those buyers step up in there, then you can feel pretty comfortable. I think that they're going to push us higher. So let's take a quick look at the Qs. Qs looking very strong, breaking through that substantial level of resistance there, and looks like we may be in for an attack of the all-time high here in the Qs. So we're gapping up this sharply this morning. You can see there's our gap up open sharply this morning. We'll have to wait and see if the bulls are inspired enough to push us up to that new record high. Qs have held up very well through all of this, maintaining this consolidation until they finally popped out, showing that strength. And IWM is leading the way, likely going to set a new record high print this morning. Let's take a quick look at the VIX. The VIX dropped off sharply on Friday with that bullishness, breaking back down below that downtrend, failing at this resistance level right here, this significant resistance level that runs all the way back here in the chart for a long ways. So failing that resistance level, we could even see some follow through to that today, more downside on this gap up open. Now, if we were to actually fail through this downtrend line, that would show some tremendous strength in the bulls. I don't expect to see that today, but that'll be the next point. If we start pushing down, can they push it back below there? So fears seem to be falling out of the market here just a little bit. Some of the political uncertainty starting to go away. We still have the significant political uncertainty around trade negotiations, and that will likely create shockwaves through the market for the next several weeks as they continue to battle this back and forth. And our president seems very committed to battling from the point of strength, saying, hey, look, we have more to gain than we do to risk here. And so he is pushing really, really hard on some of those things, saying, I'm willing to do this unless you guys step up. We'll see how that plays out. That may be a good negotiation tactic. That may be just exactly the wrong thing to do. But he's taking a big gamble here, and we'll have to wait and see if that plays out well for him. We do know that seems to have played out. That negotiating from a position of strength has played out very well for him for North Korea. Let's see if that will work the same way with these trade negotiations. Hard to say, and I certainly don't want to be on the political side of saying I have any idea what's going to happen there. Just simply that the push right now seems to be working, and we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Let's take a quick look at T21.22. This is where we start to see a little bit of a concern. Nothing major here. You can see we do have upside potential in T21.22, but we will be rallying with this big gap up this morning. We could be rallying up toward that upper level. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that once we reach up here. Now remember, we can stay up here. We can bounce around up here. Doesn't mean just because we hit up here that we have to immediately fall. Keep in mind there are times when we get up there and we stay up there for a period of time. So don't over anticipate any kind of a sell-off or anything like that. Just the note that we are pushing those upper limits here on T21.22 and could soon be pushing them pretty hard with this gap up open. So with that, everyone, let's take a quick look at the economic calendar. On the economic calendar today, we have kind of a light day. We have factory orders. They are expected to pull back just slightly today, and they did drop last month. So this little pullback, I don't think that's really going to affect the market all that much, but it definitely could be a little bit of a pause for the market if they see factory orders declining slightly. And then we have a bunch of bond auctions today, and then the TD Ameritrade IMX, which is not expected to move the market at all. Much lighter week than we had last week on the economic calendar to take note of. Today on the earnings calendar, we have, I had 30 some companies reporting earnings. Probably the most important or most noteworthy is PanW. PanW reporting after the bell today. You'll want to keep an eye on that. PanW has been on a beautiful run, and we'll have to wait and see how those earnings play out here. I certainly wouldn't want to be gambling on the earnings on this, but nice run, looking very, very strong in that account. So everyone, hey, I want to wish you all a fantastic day. And if this is the first time you've seen this information, please do me a favor. Click on that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow me button on Facebook. Click those thumbs up buttons. Drop a comment. I really do appreciate that. You guys are very kind, and I really do appreciate all your support that you've been showing for these videos. Everyone, also feel free to share this video with any friends and family. I want to wish you all a fantastic day. I want to wish you great profits. We'll talk to you all very, very soon, bright and early Tuesday morning. Take care, everyone.